Stampers, this is Trevis. Happy New Year's Eve. And so today for our Friday YouTube, we are going to be using some new product from the mini catalog. And this catalog goes into effect on the 4th. So that is what, next Tuesday? And I am excited about, of course, some of the stamp sets, designer series paper. I'm going to be using one of the new folders, embossing folders today. And so let's get started and make this cute card. Okay, so for our card today, we are going to be using a piece of thick white, basic white cardstock as our cardstock base. And so this is 5.5 by 8.5, normal size. I did score it at 4 1/4. Okay, so we have that ready. The stamp set that I'm going to be using, I'm going to actually be using a couple new stamp sets today. I'm going to be using Flowing Flowers. Okay, so you guys know I'm a flower girl, right? I cannot resist a flower set. I'm just like, this one is gorgeous. I'm going to just be using the Happy Birthday from this set today. You'll be seeing other cards with it later, but for now, I'm just going to use that Happy Birthday. I am going to use our Flowering Rain Boots set and the dies that go along with it. And so today I'm going to be using the flower pot, the flowers, and I'm going to be using some designer series paper from the new mini catalog. And this is, I just dropped one piece. This is Symbols of Fortune. Okay, so I just want to show you some of this gorgeous paper. It's so diverse. This paper is really, I kind of spread it out here, is really, each sheet is so different from the others. So can you see the difference in these? So it has an Asian flair to it. So this is the front and the back. It has gold. I believe that's gold. Let me double check. I think that's gold embossing. It has these seagulls. Okay, so there's the stamp set that goes along with it. This is called Symbols of Fortune, obviously 12 by 12 designer series paper. And so the backs are all have this embossing. And today, and this one, look at that. How cool and different is that? Okay, and so today we are going to be using one of these. I love this one. Really, just all of them are fantastic. We're going to be using this one today. Here's the back of it. The other piece fell on the floor. Okay, so I'm going to be using that today as part of my card. Okay. And I am going to get started making this card. I'm going to be using the new Gingham folder. So the Gingham folder is, it's not a 3D folder, okay? It's a thinner folder. So you would use this with your cut and emboss, but you don't need to use the gray plate. You would just need to use the 2 thinner clear plates. And I have this piece I already did. It's a Gingham embossing folder. So pretty. Okay, so let's get started doing some stamping. I'm going to use lots of different colors today. I'm going to be using Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to be using Calypso Coral, Poppy Parade, and then as my neutrals, I'm going to use Basic Gray and Smoky Slate. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is use these two. I'm going to use Smoky Slate and Basic Gray, and I'm going to be using that flower pot. Okay, so make sure that's... And I'm going to use the Smoky Slate first. And since I'm going light to dark, I don't need to clean it, right? Because it's not going to be an issue. So they're pretty similar in color. You can see a little darkness going on there. Okay, so we have those. And then I'm going to use Calypso Coral. I'm going to do this flower. Love those daisies. I'm going to do the Pear Pizzazz. And on this one, I'm going to use the leaves for the tulips. And I'm going to do Poppy Parade. And I'm going to do the tulips. Ooh, almost run out of room, but that's okay because I don't need the whole row. I just need part of them. But look at the distinctive stamp. Isn't that so perfect? Okay, so we have those done. And then with the magic of television, I have them cut out for you. Okay. Okay, so I did the cutting ahead of time. So with this one, this is the darker gray, basic gray, and I just used this part of the leaves, and I cut away part of the flower pot to make it look like these were in the flower pot, like that. All right, and then instead of using the whole row, I just used the smaller, the larger portion. Okay, and I cut that one out also. All right, so I have a piece of designer series paper from that Symbols of Fortune, and this is 2 inches, and I'm going to cut this into a tag, and I'm going to be using my Scallop Tag Punch. I love this punch because it does 3 sizes. It has a 1 inch, 1.5, and 2 inch. So deciding how, you don't have to, you can use any of the 3. And I'm going to insert that in here. And then I'm going to flip it over and make sure that it's centered, which is what you want to do, is look at the back. And then I have a tag. And I love the scalloped edge of that, but it does need something. I think it needs some ribbon or some thread through there. So I'm going to use some of our ribbon from our annual catalog. This is the crinkled seam binding ribbon. And it's so easy to use. This is amazing ribbon. So I'm just going to fold that in half. And I'm going to go front to back. Put it in like that. And then go into the little circle. And pull it through. Maybe. There we go. And you don't want to pull too tight, right? Because you don't want to tear that. Okay. All right. And I'm going to cut these. I don't want to make them too short, but I do want to cut them down a bit. Maybe. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I have those cut down. I'm going to pop this up. And I'm going to use, instead of using dimensionals, I'm going to use these foam adhesive strips. Because I want a lot. Instead of using a whole bunch of those, I'm going to just use like 3 of these. Actually, I could put this way. So if you have these and you're not making a lot of shaker cards, you can certainly use these on your, ooh, I got 2. Huh. Whoops. You can certainly use these on anything, right? Don't have to just use them on shaker cards. Okay. All right. So I did run this through the embossing folder as I showed you. So now I'm just going to peel these off. And this is definitely going to be the focal point of my card. That. Okay, so now I'm going to get the fun part. This is layering these flowers on here, which is so cute. So now I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back of these pots. And the flowers. Okay, and then this pot. Have this stepped up a little bit. I stick that down, I'm going to go ahead and put this underneath so it looks like those tulips are coming out of the pot, right? And then I'm going to stick these on here. Probably put a dimensional under there. I wonder if I have any handy. Of course I don't. Well, in that case, I'm just going to use a little bit of this. Because my dimensionals are across the room, kind of want that to stick up. There we go. Okay, now what we need is that greeting. And I'm going to use that happy birthday from Flowing Flowers. This is a red rubber set that is cling. So I'm going to, I need another block. Hang on a second. There's a bigger block. And I'm going to do black memento on Pear Pizzazz. Didn't make this any too wide. I wanted it just narrow enough to put the words happy birthday. Oh, perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to fishtail that end. I'll tell you what, the most cards I make are birthday. I make many, many, many birthday cards. And since those are the cards I send the most, other than holiday cards or, you know, a few, I send other cards too, obviously, but I mean, birthdays, the majority of the cards I send. That being the case, I probably could put that a little further down. Oh, my pot came loose. When I'm making cards, I almost always make at least one birthday card out of each design. Okay, looking good. Close this up. We're getting there. Now I have a piece of Pear Pizzazz that I'm going to layer this on. Okay. Put this on this. And I just think layering, see that layered up, just one layer on Pear Pizzazz? So nice. Anyway, what I was saying is, if I'm making a card, I almost always make one of them a birthday card. Why? Because that's the cards I send the most. Okay. So there's our card today. I wanted a tag, and I don't know if that's got enough adhesive on it. Might need to put a little more on there. There we go. I wanted to use a tag today as the base, and I wanted to use some new Designer Series paper. So I think I achieved that. Hope you enjoyed this card. It wasn't a Fast Card Friday, but it was a new product card Friday. So I will see you on Tuesday. See you later. Have a happy new year. Bye.